am coming to you live from my craft room here on Wednesday, the 28th of February, 2024. Coming to you for some fun live creativity again today. I absolutely love this part of my morning, being able to jump on and share my creativity with you all. And it is absolutely the best part of my day, is to come and hang out with you and craft with you. Good morning, Jill from Wodonga, first cab off the rank. Welcome. So please, when you get the notification, please jump on, say hello, let me know where you're watching from, because I love seeing how far my videos reach, because after all, the internet is a global thing, so we're able to reach people all over the world. And I love sharing my love of crafting with people all over the world. It is, I can say I am the luckiest person in the world to be able to have crafting as my full-time job. Hello, Melanie from Southwest Arizona. Is that what SW stands for? Arizona, welcome all the way from Arizona. Lovely for you to join us. So this morning I'm actually going to create with some really awesome masks and a beautiful stamp and die set. So we're going to have a great lot of fun this morning. Good morning, Christine. Welcome from Sydney. Lorraine, welcome. Margaret, welcome. Both Margarets, welcome. Darlene from Wisconsin, USA, welcome. Janice, welcome from Brisbane. Jill, welcome from all the way from Western Australia. Aloha. Cynthia from Hawaii, welcome. Melanie, welcome. Laurie, Andrea, welcome. Julie, Theo's not in the house. The crafty cat's not in the house. I just checked. He's not on his chair. Good morning, Glenda. Welcome. Yeah, Theo's out and about at the moment. So he's not in here. He hasn't realized that crafting has happened, and I haven't been in here for a while. I only just walked in and jumped on. So he's probably not realized that I'm in here crafting yet. Welcome, Jean. Welcome. Oh, thank you, Jean. Jean says she likes watching me. Thank you. I like that you come and hang out with me. Sherry, hello from Montana. Well, welcome, Sherry. Okay, so this morning I'm going to make a card. I'm going to show you step by step how to use these gorgeous masks and create a really, really fun card using some blending brushes and some ink and some colors. So what you need to work out is we're going to be blending flowers. So I want you to work out a color that you might like for me to do the flowers in. So good morning, Julie. Welcome. Jean, welcome. Sherry, welcome. Denise from South Carolina. Well, welcome, Denise. Debbie, welcome. Thank you for sharing. From Michigan. Well, welcome, Debbie. I know Theo is so rude not to help out. Glenda, I agree. He's not earning his keep. I can tell you, he's living here free of charge and he won't even pull his weight. It's very rude, isn't it? So welcome everyone, and let's get on to a few things that I have happening in my business, and then we will get into crafting. So I like to just get these things out of the way to start off with. So my creativity club is a rolling subscription club. So I just wanted to chat with you people. Welcome, Sarah and Dell. Welcome. Thank you for joining. So if I don't say hello to you, it's just that the comments fly past pretty quick. So I apologize. So morning, Cheryl. So I'm actually not ignoring you. It's just that sometimes I have to concentrate on what I'm doing here. So my creativity card club is a rolling subscription. It costs $50 per month to get it by mail. It costs $45 to attend in person, and the reason it's $45 to attend in person is because I don't have to post it out to you. So that's the difference in the price, but it's a rolling subscription and it's a great way to help you with your creativity. And you actually have the option to add on the stamp and die set every month if you want to, as an added cost. But for $50, you get a quarter pack of designer series paper, you get a full pack of embellishments, you get a sampling of the ribbon that I use, you get cardstock to make 4 cards, and you get a colored printed PDF tutorial in your kit when it gets delivered. So you'll have all the cutting instructions and everything in your kit ready to go. So it's a great way to help you with your crafting, but it's also a great way to help you with your creativity because you get 4 projects. I choose a suite every month and we create 4 beautiful cards using that suite. So of course, the one for the month of March is going to be the Perennial Lavender Suite. So if you absolutely love lavender and you absolutely love butterflies, you're going to want to have the Creative Card Club for March 2024. Now, you need to set up your subscription by the 10th of March. So the cutoff date is the 10th of March. So for anyone that is subscribed, from now until the 10th of March, you will be getting the March Creativity Card Club sent out to you. Now, what happens is on the 10th of March, I order all of my products, get them in, I pack them and divvy them all up. And by the 20th of March, I will be popping them in the post for you and getting them out to you. Okay. It will be a quick turnaround because I'm going away in March quite a bit. I'm going down to Melbourne for On Stage for Stampin' Up on the 15th of March. And then I come home and I'm home for like one day. And then I'm heading off to Gunnedah to a country music show with my mum and dad. And then I come home and I'm home for a little bit. And then I head off on my incentive trip. So to Mexico. So Creative Card Club is great. Now we've only got today and tomorrow left for this awesome joining offer. And thank you very, very much to all of our new Wild Heart crafters that have joined our team. I've been overwhelmed by how many people have taken me up on the beautiful glass mat offer. So you've got 2 days. I had a lovely lady that joined our team yesterday, and she was aware that we only had a couple of days left. So she actually wanted to join to be able to then place another order after she joined using her discount to be able to get some of the celebration items. So of course this offer ends on the 29th. Lucky we've got a leap year this year. We get an extra day this year of celebration. So it's today and tomorrow. Now my idea is if you're thinking about joining and you've been on the fence and you want to get in on this joining offer and get the glass mat studio, then my suggestion would be to jump on and do it today. Don't leave it till tomorrow, because if anything goes wrong, you may miss out on the joining offer if something goes wrong and it doesn't go through tomorrow. So at least if you do it today, we have time to fix something if something goes wrong tomorrow. So if you've been on the fence, please feel free to give me a call. I'm prepping Stamps Club kits today, so I will have my phone on me all day today. So if you want to give me a call and ask me any questions that you may have, if you maybe have any reservations and you want some answers to some questions, then please don't hesitate to give me a call. You can call me on this number here, 0421 725 015. And I'm happy to answer any questions and see if it is the right fit for you. But you get to choose $235 worth of product, and you only pay $169 for the starter kit. So whether you get the Glass Mat Studio, which is a value of $106 for free, and you get to choose $235 worth of product, but you're only paying $169. Or if the Glass Mat Studio is not what you want, you may want to get the extra $51 worth of product. So you get an extra $51 on top of the $235. So you get to choose $286 worth of product, and your only outlay is $169. It's a absolutely gobsmacking deal, I can tell you. And it is the best deal in the book, and it's the best way to buy your products. And then you enjoy an ongoing discount guaranteed until the end of July. So it's a really, really great time to join Stampin' Up. It's also a great time to spend with Stampin' Up and earn your free items, because we've only got 2 days left to earn these gorgeous free items. So please don't delay in placing those orders. And don't forget that I do have the special for every $50 that you spend, you get an entry into a drawing that I'll be doing, giving away a $100 shopping spree with me during February. So, so you've got today and tomorrow tomorrow left to get your entries into that draw to be able to be maybe a chance to be the lucky winner of $100 shopping spree with me. And then, of course, card buffet. Now, I did announce that my card buffet was going to be on the 6th of April, and I have to apologize because I was speaking to my mum and dad yesterday, and lo and behold, I had totally forgotten. It's my mum and dad's 60th wedding anniversary that weekend, and they're having a big party. So I physically cannot do the card buffet on the 6th of April, but I have changed it now to the weekend after, which is the 13th of April, and I can't push it any later than that because I am actually going overseas on the 28th of April. So I do want to hibernate for 2 weeks away from everybody to make sure that I'm well and be able to get on that aeroplane to head over to Mexico in April for my incentive trip. So card buffet is $50. You create 8 cards. I do all the hard work for you. All you actually have to do is stamp and assemble the cards. So it's a really, really great way of getting 8 cards made. And I can tell you it goes from 9 until 1 p.m. And I can tell you on Saturday last week, we had our last card buffet, and I think the girls were finished at around 12 o'clock. So it's simple, easy crafting, but it's a great way to hang out with crafty people, to attend in person. You can actually get it online, by mail. I have to stop saying online, by mail. But if you get it delivered by mail, it still only costs $50, but you will have to have all the stamp sets and die sets that I use. You won't need the dies, but you will need the stamps because I do all the die cutting for you. We have a couple of kits available at the moment. These are brand new kits and they can only be found on our online store. We have the birthday kit, which is 6 birthday cards and 6 birthday tags. And we also have the home decor kit, which is the 4 beautiful little shadow box frames with the plants in them, the 3D plants. So jump onto my online store and make sure you place your orders and get those freebies for the last couple of days. And don't forget, Super Sanders 58 is saying, don't forget to give the thumbs up. Exactly. Give me the thumbs up if you love what I do. So I'm actually going to use the Enduring Beauty stamp set this morning. It also has some beautiful masks that are used for blending, and it also has some dies that go with it as well. So we're actually going to do a little bit of blending this morning. So what I want to know is, what color do you want me to do these flowers? So I'm going to blend one lot of flowers. I will be showcasing this all week, so I will actually be doing another card with it again tomorrow, and I'll be doing another card on Friday, which is the Fun Fold Friday as well. So I go live here at 8 a.m. every morning. I do want to apologize for yesterday. I had to go and have some medical tests done, and so unfortunately the only time I could get was yesterday afternoon, so I couldn't come live with my free weekly class. So I decided I did pop a post up late on my Facebook page, so I do apologize. Okay, so we've got people wanting purples. Okay, let's see if we can get some purples. So I'm thinking Highland Heather might be one way to go. And where is my gorgeous grape? Why is it not there? Why is it so? I have no idea why my gorgeous grape is not there, but we might use Highland Heather. We could use Orchid Oasis, because Orchid Oasis is actually going to be a purple that's going to be going. So we've got 2 different purples there. Everybody's feeling in the purple mood today. All right, so what I wanted to show you is we've got these Enduring Beauty masks. Now, they are designed for us to be able to stamp our image and then color all of our flowers. So we're going to make sure that we get our flower sitting the right way, which it's that way. And I'm assuming it is that way. Yes, because it's probably not the right size on the front there. Let's see what we've got here. So the main thing for this is, good morning, Anne. Welcome. Sue, welcome. Good to see you. Darby, welcome from Canada. Deborah, welcome from Massachusetts. Lovely to see you. All right, so let's grab a big block for this one to go on. I'm actually going to use this block. You should use a bigger block than this one, but maybe I should use the bigger block. Where did I put the bigger block? That's the issue. Is the bigger block over here? Yes. Okay. I'm going to use one of these big blocks. All right. So I want to try and get, okay, that is the way the flower goes. So I had to try and see the way the mask is and mount your stamp on your block the way the mask is, okay, so that you can line your mask up with that. So I'm actually going to see if I can sit this in here so that we can definitely get it. I'm going to sit it there like that, so we can definitely get it lined up straight on our block. So this is one thing that I think is really, really good. We can do this, okay, and we can line that up on our grid paper here. So on our glass mat, we can line it up on the grid. And then I'm going to line up my stamp and make sure that my stamp is nice and straight as well. And then we know that when we go to line our masks up, they're going to line up really, really well, okay? You're glad I'm using these masks. You bought them and you're a bit scared to use them. Well, don't be scared to use them. I can tell you it is a great, great stamp and set of masks. All right, so now what I want to show you here is the masks have all these little notches in them. Can you see how it's got the little notch in here? And they've all got them, okay? So the beauty of that is that we can actually line that little notch up, and they have numbers on them. I don't know whether you can see. It's a bit hard to see, but there's a number 1 there. There's a number 2 up in the corner there. So they actually have them numbered so that they can teach you actually how to do it. Now, you could possibly get a bit of grid paper. I don't have a bit of grid paper with me. So what I might do is I might actually just pop a piece of copy paper down underneath here. And I'm going to use my grid paper and line up that. I'm going to use a little bit of just washi tape, and I'm going to hold my paper background down. So I'm just going to stick that to my glass mat, and I'm also going to hold my, so I'm just going to hold both edges of that paper down there. I'm also then going to try and line that up fairly straight. I'm just going to eyeball it, and I'm going to add a little bit of washi just on that to hold that in place so we don't have anything moving. So I'm just going to put a little bit of washi over that side, that corner, and another one over this corner here. So washi tape comes in really handy for doing this because I want to keep it fairly free so that I can stamp this beautiful image down, and then I can pop my my masks over the top. Okay, so what I want to do is I actually stamp in basic grey. Now, you're all going to say, why are you stamping in basic grey? Why aren't you stamping in the black memento ink? Now, this is personal preference. Our basic grey is a lot softer in color. It is a water-based ink, so therefore I can still, if I wanted to use blends, I'm able to use blends and color because our blends are alcohol-based. But it's personal preference. I just like the basic gray better. You can actually even use smoky slate. If you're doing a lot lighter color, you can actually use the smoky slate ink as well. All right, so I'm just inking that up, and because I've got a big block, I'm going to stand up and do this. So I'm going to try, this is just it's not a definite layer size. I'm just going to stamp that straight down onto my cardstock. So I've sort of got it fairly straight with the edges of my cardstock, and I'm going to stamp that down so that I've got my beautiful flower stamp. So isn't that just stunning, that stamp? So I've used basic grey to do that. So Margaret, you're saying me too. Is it that you don't like the black, the black memento? I just don't like it. I'm not a fond lover of it. So, all right. So the next thing what we're going to do is we're going to bring our masks in. But what we're going to do is we're going to line up our first mask over the top, and it's going to line up just over our flowers, and it's going to show our flowers there like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a pen, and I'm just going to mark that little notch in there. And I'm also going to mark along that way and along that way and down that way. And I'm just going to mark my corners here. Now this just helps you when you go to line up mask number 2, mask number 3. This is actually what helps you line it up, because you can now line up your notch here, line up your corners when you go to put mask number 2 down, and you'll know that it's in the right place and it's exactly where it needs to be. All right, so seeing as we're going to use our purples, I've got blue in this blending brush, but I'll try and get most of that blue out, and then we'll get into our purples. Okay, so the first thing that I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to use my lighter purple first. So I'm probably going to use my Highland Heather to give an all-over blended look. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to use my darker. Sorry. I'm going to use my darker purple, and I'm going to concentrate on the centers of the flowers to get a deeper look on the centers and the bottom edges of this flower. And I have just moved that mask, so I'm going to make sure I get it back right in the right spot again. So I'm just going to concentrate on the centers of the flowers. So I'm going to ink up with my Orchid Oasis. I'm going to go off on my glass mat there. I'm then going to, without any pressure, I'm actually going to circle in the center of that flower. So with my Orchid Oasis, circling in the center of the flower, okay? I'm going to pick up some more ink. I'm going to go back to this center, and I'm going to circle motions again in the center of the flower, okay? So we're concentrating mainly in the center. I'm now going to concentrate mainly on the bottom of that flower. So we're going to get a bit more intense color on the bottom of that flower. Same thing with this one over here. We're going to add a little bit on the bottom of that flower. And then, of course, this one here, we're going to go back into the center, and we're going to add some color to the center. Now, you could stick your mask down if you wanted to. If you're worried about it moving, you could stick it down if you want to. I'm not too worried about it moving because I'm quite happy to be able to hold it with my left hand. So I'm now going to pick up the Highland Heather, and we're going to add some Highland Heather on here. And that's going to be our lighter color. So because of the Highland Heather, I'm actually going to go to the outside of the flowers now. And I'm going to blend on the outside, and I am actually going to go right over those middle ones because we've already got the dark in the middle. Okay, I'm going to pick up a little bit more Highland Heather. Now, your glass mat, you can actually do this, and then you can pick up your ink. So can you see that? You can actually pick up your ink and then go with your blending. It's so awesome, this glass mat, for doing this. And then all we have to do is when we go to clean up, we just get that chamois and wipe it off. So there we have our flowers colored. So using 2 colors, we've used our Orchid Oasis and we've used our Highland Heather. Now it's time to remove that. Now let's look at how awesome this looks. Look at that coloring that we've done. So that's just with one mask that we've used. So now we're going to come in with mask number 2. We're going to line up that notch. We're going to line up those corners. And can you see? That just lines up perfectly for our leaves, okay? So now for our leaves, I think I might do a color combination of maybe Granny Apple Green, and then we might do some Granny Apple Green. So let me grab a green blending brush. I'm just going to wipe that to get rid of that ink off there. Okay, so let's grab a green blending brush. That one there looks quite good for the green. So once again, I can actually add my ink on my Glass Mat Studio just like that. And I now have some ink to pick up with my blending brush. So I'm just going to pop my blending brush in there, pick up some ink. And now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to blend coming from the bottom of those leaves first, because I want to have a little bit more emphasis just on the bottom of the leaves first, to be able to get a little bit more depth happening from the bottom of those leaves. So I'm keeping on adding some of that green to my brush. And now I'm just going to go over and just over the top and just fill in a little bit with that green. So you can see I've got a fair bit more concentrate happening at the bottom, the base of the leaves, to get it to look a little bit darker, fading out to a lot lighter green out on those outside leaves. So that one is mask number 2. So we're going to take mask number 2 away, and I'm actually going to skip mask number 3. I'm now going to bring in mask number 4, because this is for our leaves. So I'm going to bring in mask number 4. It's going to line up with my corners and that notch. So I'm all lined up there, ready to go. Now this is going to give us the veins in the leaves. So we can either use a darker green to get more vein looking in the leaves, or we can use the same green. I'm actually going to use Old Olive. So I'm going to open up that. So I am actually going to use a little bit darker green just to add a bit more highlight in here. So it's actually going to give us the vein type of look in our leaves. Now I'm not going to change blending brushes because I am using green again. So it doesn't really bother me too much that because I'm using the darker green here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of my Old Olive onto my glass mat. So can you see how awesome this glass mat is? Like, isn't it great that we can actually just pick our ink up straight off our glass mat and go? So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm actually going to concentrate on that bottom part first, holding my mask in place. I'm going to keep picking up some green, concentrating on the bottom of those leaves first, just to get more ink concentrated on that bottom part. And then I'm just going to go through and go over the whole lot with that Old Olive. And that's actually going to give our leaves that beautiful veiny look. Now, don't be scared to go over and get a really good blended look. And look at that. Bam. How awesome is that? Now, the one that we missed was number 3. So I'm going to go back to number 3 now. Now, this is going to add some highlight to our flowers. So this is actually going to add some darker bits to our flowers. So I'm going to go back through with my Orchid Oasis. So I want you to look at the flowers to start off with. So we've got the flowers just looking like that. Okay. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Teresa from England said that she loves my demos. I'm so glad that you love my demos. We've got Dana from Texas. Welcome. Who else? Chris from Sydney. Welcome. Beryl. Welcome. Who else have I got? Patricia. Welcome. Cynthia. Welcome. All right. So now I'm going to add this number 3 over, and I'm going to get that darker. So I wanted you to look and see what the flowers look like now. And then what we're going to do is once we finish with this mask, we're going to take this mask away, and we're going to see what it looks like once we take this one away. So just lining up that notch on top of those flowers, I'm going to pick up the Orchid Oasis. So these masks are really doing the job for us. So it's making us look like we are professional color artists, and the masks are actually doing the job for us. So it's a great way of getting a really good look and not really having to do a great deal to get that. So I'm just going to, with my ink once again, I'm going to add that ink to my mat so I can pick up that ink in my blending brush. And we are going to make sure we've got that lined up nicely, which we do. And now I'm just going to go over with that Orchid Oasis. So we're going back over our flowers, and you're going to see what this is going to do. It's going to bring so much more contrast to our flowers. You are going to be amazed when I take this away. All right. So once I've used up all that and I've got nice coverage over all that, are you ready to see how good the flowers look this time? Let's lift this mask up. Oh, look at that. So straight away, we've got some beautiful blending. We've got some darker tones. We've got some lighter tones just by using those masks. All right. So now we can actually do the centers of our flowers. So last one is number 5, that we can do the centers of our flowers. Now, I think with this one, I actually tend to like to use something a little bit different. I tend to like to use something like early espresso or something, just to add a nice brownie tone to the insides of those flowers. I'm just going to wipe that off. Okay. Now I need to find I think I'm just going to use maybe one of my little ones. I will, that little one there. All right, so I'm just going to, with my early espresso, I'm going to add a little bit of early espresso onto my glass mat there. I've got ink pads out here everywhere. I'm using one of our little blending brushes now. I'm going to pick up some ink and I'm just going to hold that mask in place, and we're now going to go in with that early espresso, and we're going to go over the centers of those flowers to get a little bit more depth in that center stamen part of the flowers. I think they're called stamens, aren't they? The middle part. Who's the flower people out there? Are they called stamens? So we're just going to go over those pieces, and this is just going to add a little bit of depth just in the middle of our flowers. So who was it that said, don't you just love that chamois, Cynthia? I do. I love the Glass Mat Studio. I mean, like, seriously, I didn't think I needed the Glass Mat Studio, but now that I've been using it, I absolutely love it. So now let's see what we look like when we take that off. Look at that. So we've got a gorgeous flower. So let's now just, with the chamois, I'm going to clean that off. And I'm also going to show you how. So I'm going to take that away. Let's just move our piece of paper off here. So we'll move that out of the way so we don't get anything on that. Now with our masks, we're just going to bring them back in. And this is what you need to do with your masks. You just need to grab this beautiful handy dandy chamois and just wipe them off. Okay. So they wipe off beautifully and clean. So just go through with your chamois, wipe them off and clean them up. That one. Our leaves. So honestly, like, this chamois comes in so handy. That one and the last two. Now, if you were doing multiple cards, if you were using the same colors with your masks, you wouldn't have to clean in between. You would just keep blending and doing it and then clean them up after you're finished. But there we go. All right, so we have that all nice and clean. Okay, so let's bring back in our beautiful masterpiece. We'll remove our little washi tapes, and there we have our gorgeous flower that we have created. So now I'm actually going to turn that into a card. Okay, so the cardstock that I've just done a quarter sheet of the cardstock at the moment, Cynthia. So it's not actually my proper layer at the moment, but I'm about to turn it into my layer. So at the moment, it's actually, it's actually 5 3/4 by about 4 1/8. But I'm now actually going to trim it down to my normal size cardstock. So, and when I do something like this, I like to have a bit of outside area to be able to hold your piece of paper in place and be able to get it to do like be able to color and everything and not have to worry about whether you're getting anything on the outside edges. And now I will actually cut it down. So I need it to end up being 3 7/8. So I want it to be quite even. So I'm actually going to cut, I'm just going to keep cutting bits off the edges to try and keep this in the middle. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I could probably cut more off this side. So I'm probably going to go to there on this side like that. And I still could probably cut the other. No, I'm going to do a 1/16 of an inch, and I'll do a 1/16 of an inch on the other side. Now, this is just how I do this, just to make sure that it gets nice and even and I keep the image in the middle. So can you see that? I just slowly kept taking little bits off the edges to be able to cut it down to the layer size that I needed it. So now I'm down to 3 5/8, and we're going to cut it the other way. It's going to be 5 3/8. So we're going to need to cut it down a little bit. So I think I'm going to cut some off there like that. Okay, let me see what 5 3/8 brings it to. I think 5 3/8 will be good, cut off there like that. So now I have my gorgeous layer for the front of my card. Okay, so I decided that I was going to pop it onto a white card base. So I've already got my white card base cut, and that's cut at 5 3/4 by 8 inches. And I will fold that in half, and that will give us a card front size of 4 inches by 5 3/4. Okay, so we've got 4 inches this way, 5 3/4 inches this way. I've cut this one down smaller because I want to put a little bit of color in behind. So let me know. Do you want? I've got Highland Heather that I can put in behind. So let me see what I've got in my little stash over here. I've got Highland Heather that I could possibly pop in behind. So we could do it like that. I don't think I've got Gorgeous Grape in here, and I'm not sure whether I actually have any Gorgeous Grape up behind me. Is that... No, that's Blueberry Bushel. Sorry, I'm just going through my card stash here, my layers, to see what I have. That's Night of Navy. I don't have any Gorgeous Grape cut there, so I might actually be able to grab some Gorgeous Grape. So I want you to vote and tell me which color you want underneath here. I've got Gorgeous Grape. I could even do maybe Old Olive in behind. So we've got Old Olive as well. So we've got Highland Heather. We've got Old Olive, like that. Or we've got Gorgeous Grape. So what are your thoughts? Highland Heather, Old Olive, or Gorgeous Grape? Type it into the comments, and the first 1 to 5 is what we're going to use. So I've got 2 for Highland Heather. I've got 1 for Old Olive. I've got 2 for Grape, 3 for Grape, 4 for Grape, 5 for Grape, 6 for Grape. Looks like Gorgeous Grape is the one that's going to win. So you just wanted me to cut a layer, didn't you? Margaret saying Old Olive, Gorgeous Grape, Old Olive, Highland Heather. It's all right. Gorgeous Grape was the one that got there. It got there in the end. All right, so we'll cut that at 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. And that will be a beautiful layer to go on underneath here. So we have those. Okay, so I'm going to layer that up. Now, of course, we need some beautiful sentiment here. There we go. Just trying to get my liquid glue to work. Now, the reason why I use liquid glue is because it's very forgiving and it gives us that little, you liked Old Olive and the Gorgeous Grape. Oh, choices, Lorraine. I know, Lorraine. It's hard, isn't it? There's so many things to choose from. All right, so there we have that beautiful layer on there, and that's really nice. It just gives a little pop of color in behind. It's not too overpowering, so it keeps that focal point of your gorgeous flower being the main attraction on your card. All right, so I will check and see what we have, and I've just put my finger in some ink here. Check and see what we have as far as a sentiment. We've got you mean so much to so many, holding you close in my heart, embrace the beauty of you, it's always been you, love endures all things. I think I like, I don't know, maybe holding you close in my heart. Let's try that one, holding you close in my heart. Where are we? Holding you close in my heart, right there. Okay, so we actually have some dies in this set. Now I could have cut that out. Actually, I could have cut that out. Why didn't I do that? Maybe I could cut that out. Maybe I could cut that out and pop it up. Let's do something crazy here. I should have done it beforehand, but let's do something crazy. Even though I've got it glued down, let's do this. Let's go like that and pop it up so we get it too. So I want to show you how we can change this from just a casual card to an avid card. And I think I'm going to probably use this one here and use it as my sentiment layer. So I'm going to grab, let's bring in the die cutting machine. We'll do that first. Actually, no, I'm going to stamp. I'm indecisive this morning. I'm going to stamp my sentiment first, and then I'm going to bring in the die cutting machine, just in case I muck up the sentiment and it's not straight. So at least by doing this, I can stamp it, and then I can arrange the die around it. All right, so I'm going to use the Gorgeous Grape, seeing as we used mainly the Gorgeous Grape. Oh, sorry, the Orchid Oasis. Keep saying I've got Gorgeous Grape, but it's Orchid Oasis. Orchid Oasis I'm using. God, that's hard to say quickly, isn't it? All right, so now let's bring in the die cutting machine. And I'm going to change this to a card that was just going to be a one layer card with a popped up sentiment. I'm now going to change it to a more avid looking card. So let's bring in this machine. And I mean, ultimately, I probably would have been better off doing it before I actually adhered it down onto this layer, but we're going to improvise here. So I'm going to just pop the die on there and run that through. Now we do have 2 layers of cardstock here, so it will, because it's an open die, it will cut through them no problem whatsoever. So I'm just going to pop that down on there and run that through. Okay, I'll just run it back. Okay, that is now going to pop that out of there. See that? All right, let's grab our sentiment and we will run that through. About there like that. Sorry, I'm just trying to, decided to move a little bit on me. There we go. And it moved again, but we will get there. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Zaina. Is it Zaina? Zaina? Thank you for sharing. Oh, let me get that off there. All right. Let's pop those dies back in so we don't lose them. There is some gorgeous leaves. Let's do a couple of these leaves in, say, our old olive, just to give us something a little bit of something to put on the front here. Now we've got some old olive here, so I'm gonna I'll just cut these off screen. I won't be long. Just to save bringing in that die cutting machine again. I'm just going to cut out 2 leaves, and we'll be able to use those for some embellishments on the card. Okay. So let's grab those. And of course, one falls on the ground, as they do. All right. So we've got a couple of leaves there. Let's put this baby together. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this, now that I've cut this out, I'm actually going to adhere that straight down onto my card. And then our gorgeous blended flower, I'm going to pop up on some dimensionals. So we're just going to adhere that one straight down there like that. Okay, just like that. And then, of course, we can pop our flower up on dimensionals, and that's going to give that beautiful 3D effect. I got so carried away with blending the flower that I forgot that we could die cut this gorgeous flower out. I've done a fair bit of, with this flower too, embossing and colouring when you've heat embossed the lined image, which it looks really, really nice too. Let me get my take a pic tool so I can collect all these backings. So with your handy dandy take your pick tool, you just poke it in, and as you pull it out, you twist a little bit and it collects all of your dimensional backings. So it saves you getting them everywhere in your craft room. So now let's line that flower up where it was going to be. So we're going to line that up. Whoops. Line that up there. And now you've got a 3D flower as well. So you could have saved the hassle of doing that by cutting it out first and then just popping your layers on as normal and then popping it up. But I mean, a little bit of something different by gluing it all together and then doing it. All right, so we've got that. I'm going to then pop this one up here. And then we've got some of these gorgeous leaves that I just want to pop in behind that sentiment layer, just to add a little bit of something. I think probably down through there. And of course, there's a ribbon coming. I know you're all going to go, is she going to put ribbon on it? Of course I am. So what I'm actually going to do is I want to put double dimensionals on here. I want to put a dimensional there. And I want to add another dimensional on top of that dimensional because I want my sentiment to sit up on the flower that's already popped up. So I'm then going to add a dimensional to this side of my sentiment, okay? And then we are going to adhere that on there. So the double dimensionals here are going to pop up this end of it, but I've got one dimensional on that side because the flower underneath is already popped up. Okay, so we're going to do that. Oh, could help if I took the backing off that one. See, you're waiting for the bow. I know. It's coming. It's coming. Okay, so now I'm just going to add a little bit of glue on those gorgeous leaves, and we're going to tuck those in behind just to add a little bit of something in behind that sentiment. Same thing there, a little bit of glue. Pop them in behind like so. Okay. And then we need the bow. And I think what I'm going to do for the bow, bear with me, I just got to duck out. I pop the ribbon out here. My favorite ribbon that I absolutely love, I think is going to look absolutely gorgeous on this. The Silver Edge Sheer ribbon. Who else loves this ribbon? It is by far, I think, my most favorite ribbon. It goes with everything. It softens everything that you do. I absolutely love, love, love this ribbon. Bow time. It is bow time. Definitely. Okay, so we've got the Silver Edge sheer ribbon, and I think I'm just going to pop it in a little bit underneath that sentiment layer. So I'm going to use a glue dot today because I want to actually poke it in there behind. So let me find a glue dot. There's one. Who struggles with seeing these glue dots? I mean, we get to an age that our eyesight's not the best. And sometimes I struggle trying to find those glue dots on there. So I've now got it on the end of my take a pic tool. I'm just going to pull up that a little bit and tuck that bow just down in under there. Oh, I think that bow just sets it off, don't you? And then, of course, we need some beautiful embellishments. So why not get our gorgeous purple gems? What are these called? They're called Purple Fine Shimmer Gems. You love the gorgeous ribbon, Mitzi? I know. It is stunning. Stunning. All right. So I think I'm going to do I think I'm going to do the darker ones, actually. I'm going to do these ones here. So let's pop some of these around. I think maybe a couple here. So one there and maybe a little one here, which looks cute. And maybe just a couple around and maybe one down there. And, of course, we need a little bit of shimmer on here. We need to do something for the inside too. I haven't done the insert yet. I mean, I don't want to stop crafting. I want to keep going. Is that all right? I want to keep hanging out with you all. Let me grab an insert layer. So we will just cut one of those. Okay. So we've got holding you close in my heart. I feel like saying you mean so much to me. I think that could be what we need inside. You mean so much to me. That one. Morning, Elizabeth. Welcome. All right. I just got a text message from my daughter. Keep eating healthy. Isn't that nice that your daughter tells you to keep eating healthy? I've been on a bit of a health kick and I was a bit naughty the last 3-4 days and I've been eating all the wrong things. And, of course, the scales have gone up and I'm not real happy about it. I'm a bit upset about it. I mean, it's my own fault. I ate the wrong things and I just get a text message sent from her then saying keep eating healthy. So is that my daughter telling me she still wants me to lose weight? They're great, aren't they? But anyway, I know she's got my best interests at heart. So, all right. So I think what I might do is I might just stamp that large flower. I just feel like I want some coloring just on the edges here. So once again, with my glass mat, oops. So Anne Mackenzie is saying, I love that set. Just love it. I used it so many times. Love the ribbon. Exactly. It's so pretty, isn't it? You can keep crafting. We love to watch you craft. Thanks, Elizabeth. But I do have to get some other jobs done today. That's my problem, see. I spend so much time crafting that I don't get the other jobs done. But I'm a busy bee today. All right. So I just really want to grab just a little bit of that coloring in behind here. Now I'm going to show you what we can do. So I've just stamped that little flower in there. I'm then going to grab my chamois and wipe. So see, I don't have to have scrap paper. I can just stamp off onto my glass mat and it all works. All right, so let's grab some of those blends and see if we can color. What have I got here? Dark Highland Heather and light Highland Heather. We'll use those. I've got, what's this one? Parakeet Party. We might use Parakeet Party and a bit of Old Olive. All right. So now I'm going to show you with the blends what we can do. So I'm just going to, with my light Highland Heather, I'm going to lay down some colour on that flower. I'm typically going to try not to get the Highland Heather on my glass mat because this is permanent ink. All right, so we've got Highland Heather on our flowers. There. So that's our light. This one's our dark. So I'm going to add a little bit of dark in the center here, like that. And we did have some along the edges, which gave us that look as well. So I'm just going to go around those edges a little bit with the dark so that we can get that similar look to what was on the front. Okay, and then I'm going to go back over with my light, and I'm just going to blend where that light and dark meet, and it just blends it a little bit. So I've not only shown you how to use the mask to color these flowers, now I'm showing you how to use the blends. All right, so I've got a customer calling me. She obviously doesn't know I'm live at the moment. Now I'm just going to go in with my Parakeet Party, and I'm going to color the leaves. I will give her a call back as soon as I jump off the video. Okay. And we're coloring those leaves just with the light Parakeet Party. And then what I'm actually going to do, I did get the light and the dark Parakeet Party out, but I'm just going to go through with my dark Old Olive. I'm going to add a little bit through the veins of the flowers, the leaves, I mean, just a little bit coming from the bottom there. Same here, a little bit coming from the bottom and then out to those veins. But you can see you can get a similar look with your blends if you didn't have the mask. And then I'm just going to go back through with my light Parakeet and just blend with that bullet tip end to blend that out. And then, of course, the blends do all the work. We don't have to do much. The blends will actually make all that blend really nicely. So there you go. Now, I could actually do, what have I got? Starry Sky. I don't want to use Starry Sky. What have I got here? No. What's this one? No. No, I don't have. I should have used, if I had a darker one, I could use a darker one on there. No. What's this one? Oh, Dark Orchid Oasis. Okay. I'm just going to add a little bit because I've just looked at my, over here. I'm just going to add some Dark Orchid Oasis in here. And that way it's going to look a little bit more like the flower on the front rather than okay. And I'll go back through with my light Highland Heather. So now it's actually looking way more like that flower on the front. Just when I looked over, I was like, that doesn't look the same. Oh, that's right, because I used Orchid Oasis. There we go. And now it's looking a lot more like the flower on the front. Okay. I'll just adhere that to inside. Thanks, Julie. Julie's saying it's such a lovely, pretty card. And honestly, the masks do the work for us. Like that coloring that we did there on the front, like to be able to do that just with the mask, you could make multiple of these cards so easily by just getting your masks out and doing each step. You could do 10 cards easy as by just doing each step. Okay, so I'll just grab, of course, the Wink. We're going to add some Wink of Stella on our flowers here. I had Jill's on here today. Jill said to me, "Oh my God, Donna, you've sold me on the Wink of Stella." And I'm like, who can live their life without a Wink of Stella? I mean, honestly, everyone give a shout out. Who is Wink of Stella? Who's addicted to Wink of Stella? Because I know I am. I'm now going to spritz. And as you know, I use it on absolutely every card because I'm a crafter and I like glimmer and glitz and shine. And Wink of Stella just gives that gorgeous look. There we go. See, everyone's addicted to it. Like, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Like, and here on the inside, we've got some beautiful shimmer and shine on the inside. Darby, you love Wink of Stella. I know. It's so super cute. So just remember, everybody, if you want your hands, get your hands on this Glass Mat Studio. It is today and tomorrow. Like, honestly, if you are interested in joining, please feel free to reach out to me. Give me a call. I would be more than happy to give you a hand on answering any questions, or even give you a hand on popping your starter kit in or making your decision of what you want in your starter kit. I would be more than happy to give you a hand to do that. It is the best way to buy your Stampin' Up! Products. I always say to people, there is never a reason to not have discount. Like, honestly, I just can't believe that Celebration, we've only got today and tomorrow. Do you have shares in the company that makes the Wink? Look, Marilyn, I can honestly tell you I wish I did. But it's just something that takes your crafting to a whole new level. It takes your card to a beautiful, stunning level. And is on stage starts on the 14th, not on the 15th. Yeah, okay. I'm flying down, whatever the Thursday is. I don't even know what date it is, Julie, but that's the day that I'm flying down. On the Thursday, I'll be flying down, and you're picking me up from the airport. So yeah, that'll be great. You have Wink coming in your next order, Lorraine. Okay, so I've obviously sold you on it as well. Lorraine's one of my new team members as well. But I can tell you, you can't live your life without Wink of Stella. The shine, it's just yummy. Yummy. All right. So thank you very much for hanging out with me today. And once again, I apologize for not going live yesterday afternoon. I will be live here again at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning with another beautiful creation using the Enduring Beauty bundle. It is absolutely a stunning bundle, I can tell you. If you pop it into your starter kit, you're probably going to earn a free item. If you pop it into an order, you're probably going to earn a free item being Celebration. But yeah, health does come first. So unfortunately, sometimes you just have to, the appointment times, that's the only times that they're available. So I was like, that's right smack bang when I should be going live and doing my video. So I just thought, you know what? I needed to get the test done. So I was like, I'm going to go and get them done and get the results back next week, and hopefully everything will be all good. So, you love the session today. It's another must have. I know, Jill, you might be placing another order before Celebration finishes. But we've got 2 more days, people. 2 more days to earn your free items. 2 more days to get this awesome Glass Mat Studio. So hit me up. If you want to have a conversation with me about the joining offer, then please feel free to give me a call. I will see you all again tomorrow. Please give me the thumbs up. Please make sure you have roughly how long away is 8 a.m. for you. So Zena, 8 a.m. was an hour ago. So I will be live an hour earlier than what it is right now tomorrow. Okay, so if you want to catch me again, just 1 hour earlier. I've been going for an hour, for 59 minutes actually, to tell you the truth. So it's nearly 9 a.m. here for us. All right, I will catch you all. You plan to place an order today, Cheryl? Well done. That sounds good. If you need a hand, let me know. Catch you all tomorrow. Bye for now.